What the fuck is up? It is your host, Erica Nalen, and welcome back to another episode of the Hangover series. In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Hey, there's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. Hey, these streets will make you feel what? Brand new. These lights will what? Inspire you. Let's hear it for New York. I thought I just heard someone knocking on my door and I got scared. I am in New York City. Let's hear a round of applause for that. I used to literally hate that song. Like, literally hate that song a lot. Passionately. And I don't know if it's because when it came out, my family overplayed it and sang it every day on the way to school, every day after school, 24/7. It was just being played everywhere. And that's why I hated it. I don't know. But I used to hate it, but I got over that. It used to trigger anger inside of me when I would hear it. But no longer. No longer. We are in my new bedroom. My bedroom in New York freaking City. Hello. Hello. I'm looking to my left. I'm looking to my right. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. What'd you hear me say? We are in my New York apartment. Someone pinched me. It doesn't feel real. Haven't processed it. Working through that. And I am happy to be here. I still have a lot of unpacking to do, but we're here. We're in my bed. And life is good. Okay, so cheers to that. I have a very small glass of red wine, some Pinot Noir. It literally looks like I'm at a wine tasting. That is how small the amount of wine in this glass is. Looks like I'm trying this to see if I want to buy a bottle. But this is all I had left because you need some wine when you're unpacking 27 boxes, people. And this is all I had left, and I thought we needed to have a moment of cheers and a little sip of wine together. So I'm gonna take a sip. Woo! Woo, woo, woo! And the wine tasting is gone. Not kidding. So I'm in my New York City apartment. Hi. And I feel like I'm in a fever dream. I feel like I just walked through a time machine, and I was in Chicago when I walked through a time machine, and now I'm in New York, even though that is not what happened at all. And it was actually a very long journey to get here, about 16 hours to get here, but it feels like a lot has happened, and I think it's all hitting me right here, right now. I have been go for 6 days. Sorry, it did take me that long to count 6 days, but I've been going hard in the paint for 6 days, and now I'm finally at peace. And I don't know if at peace was the word I wanted to say, but I'm finally feeling the exhaustion. I took a nap like an hour ago for 40 minutes, I think, and some kid was crying outside the whole nap, and I wanted to be like, can you stop crying? But then I actually had a memory of me crying as a kid and someone asking me to stop crying and telling me that I was being sensitive, and I was like, wait, that was a really sad moment in life. So obviously, hopefully that kid is okay and they stop crying because they want to stop crying, not because someone tells them to. Anywho, I took a nap, and then I woke up and I was like, holy fuck, I am exhausted and I need to tell you guys everything. So we have actually a lot to go over, and I don't even think you guys are prepared for it. So let's get into it. So first things first. Last time I spoke to you guys, I had told you guys that I didn't tell a lot of people I was moving to New York. Hadn't told you guys XYZ because I hadn't signed a lease for my apartment yet. And I hadn't been given a lease. I had been asking for it, and it was not coming. Okay, it was not coming. So I was freaking out. I talked to you guys on like Sunday, and I still didn't have the lease, and I was literally going to be driving from Chicago to New York and had no lease, but had the apartment, had the roomie, had everything figured out. I just didn't have a lease in my hand, and I was scared to, drive that many hours, spend that much time if I didn't have a lease in my hand. So I think on Monday, so 4 days before I was planning to drive, well, no, I was driving on Saturday, but my lease was going to start on the 1st, so Sunday, and I'm like trying to see if I'm doing any of this correctly in my head. Okay, yeah, my brain is like actually so not functioning. I was supposed to start my lease on Sunday, which is March 1st. Was driving Saturday, was packing my car Friday, and my mom got into Chicago Thursday. And on Monday, I still had no lease. And the landlord had told me multiple times that it was coming. It was coming. Like, he had my application 2 months ago. He kept, telling me he was sending it, and he just wasn't. So I was freaking out, and not everyone, a lot of people were telling me, like, to calm down. Like, this is how New York City works. Like, people don't get their leases that soon. So I was like, okay. So I was calming down. But then when it came to, like, 2 weeks before I was driving 16 hours, which this landlord was, like, fully aware of, that's when I started getting really scared, because I was like, wait, I'm about to spend so much time, so much money, kind of need to be given a lease, not going to spend all that time and money if I don't know where I'm living. So once it got to the 2-week mark, I was like kind of freaking out, and the landlord was telling me, like, the lease is coming, you're fine, everything's chill, you guys are approved, like, everything is so chill, don't freak out, like, the lease is coming. Which, like, in my head, I mean, I've never written a lease, but in my head I was like, doesn't it just take like don't you already have leases written up, and then you just like edit a couple things and then you send it over? Like, maybe it's harder than I thought, but I just thought those things were like already made, and then they just like changed the apartment number and the date and a few things. So I was just like not understanding why it wasn't coming. So I actually wrote a couple songs down, 4 songs, about how I was feeling these past 2 weeks leading up to this, because it just made me feel better. Okay, so at the 2 weeks mark, when I did not have a lease in hand and I was being told it was coming, it's coming, calm down, it's coming, the song that was going through my head was Freak the Freak Out by Victorious. For those of you that know that song, you know it. For those of you that don't, I'm going to read you the lyrics because they really speak to me. Are you listening? Hear me talk? Hear me sing. Open up the door. Is it less? Is it more? When you tell me to beware, are you here? Are you there? Is it something I should know? Seriously. Easy come, easy go. Nodding your head. Don't hear a word I said. Seriously. I can't communicate. When you wait, don't relate. I try to talk to you, but you never even knew. So what's it gonna be? Tell me, can you hear me? Seriously. I'm so sick of it. Your attitude deficit. Never listen, never listen. I'm so sick of it, so I'll throw another fit. Never listen, you never listen. I scream your name, literally. It always stays the same. I scream and shout, so what I'm gonna do now is freak the freak out. A. So that was how I was feeling, like quite literally, was that I was gonna freak the freak out, because I was like It's at the 2-week mark. I'm about to record a podcast episode telling everyone I'm moving to New York City. I just told my best friends I'm moving to New York City. I just told my boss I'm moving to New York City. My mama has a plane ticket to New York City. Hotels are booked in New York City. Sold all my furniture. Have a rental car booked to New York City. I was freaking the freak out. And you know what's never a good idea for a man to do when you're freaking the freak out is for a man to be like, don't freak the freak out. Like, it's fine. It's fine. You're dramatic. It's fine. Like, shut the fuck up. So I was freaking the freak out. I was freaking the freak out. Okay. So that happens. And he tells me I am going to send it by Friday. And if I don't have it to you by Friday, I will send it to you by Monday at the latest. Those are his exact words. So I'm like, okay. I'm not going to think about it. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to take a chill pill. I'm going to just ignore everything. I'm going to ignore my thoughts. I'm going to ignore my friends. I'm going to ignore everyone. I'm just going to ignore everyone. That's what I was thinking. So I was like, okay. Never listen, never listen. Friday comes around. What do you know? No lease. So, me, being the respectful woman I am, I don't message them until like 3 p.m. Okay? And I message them like, hey, just like checking in. Just checking in to see if the lease is coming today, like you said. Nothing. He replies, I'll try to have it to you by the end of the day today. If not, it'll be to you Monday at the latest. I'm like, okay. Okay. So, whatever. Nothing comes. Again, I'm like, you know what? Okay, maybe they're like so booked, so busy. Like, I don't know how many properties they own. I don't know what they be doing. I don't know what he's doing on the weekends. I don't know if he's getting married this weekend. I don't know what he's doing, but I know what he's not doing. I don't know what he's doing, but I know what he's not doing. And it's not sending that lease, okay? It's not sending that lease. Monday comes around. And Monday comes around, okay? No lease. Silence. Also, guys, there are still sirens here. Like, I don't know why I thought moving here there'd be, like, less sirens. There's not. But they are annoying me less than they did before because I'm like, I'm in New York City. Hell yeah, sirens, you know? It's, like, different. Anywho, Monday comes around. And not hearing a peep. Not hearing a word. Not hearing nothing. Not getting no call, not getting no text, not getting no lease. Nothing. Silence. I'm still sitting in silence with my thoughts. So, what do? Being the respectable woman I am, obviously I message them at 4 p.m. again, and I'm like, hey. Hey there. It's Monday. It's actually the end of Monday, you know, for work hours. Just like wanted to see if the lease was coming. Just reminding you that I'm like totally leaving in like 4 days. Just like would love to have that. you know, would just like love to have that. Don't get a response. Silence. So obviously I give a call. Okay? I give a little ring. I give a little those are my cell phone rings. I like cannot even think about what a cell phone ring sounds like at the moment, and I don't know if I could make that sound. So I'm calling him up. I'm like, ring. Oh, there we go, idiot. Ring. Calling him up. No answer. No surprise either. Why would I expect a man to answer me ever? No answer. Couple hours go by. What do I hear? Ring. My phone starts ringing. I'm lit with joy. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm that with joy. I'm bright and smiley, googly-eyed. And it's them. So obviously I answer the phone. What happens? It immediately hangs up, obviously. What else would happen? So I obviously call back because that has to clearly be a mistake. He clearly did not call me back to have me answer and immediately hang up. Why would a man do that? So I call him back. And he is like, hey, this is Bob. And I'm like, hey, Bob, it's Erica. Save my number. I was just wanting to check in on that lease that you like said you were sending a while ago, and then you said you were sending it Friday, and now you said you were sending it Monday, and like it's not here. Wanted to just check in on that because again I'm like totally driving far amounts of hours in the car, so like wanted to check in on that. What does this man tell me? He tells me, Erica, there is a blizzard outside. There is a blizzard outside. We didn't have work today because there's a blizzard outside. That's called a snow day. So we're not at work. Okay? And I was like, okay, what the fuck? What the fuck? How? I mean, I was aware there's a blizzard happening outside. But what I wasn't aware of, I know schools get canceled for that stuff, but I didn't know that. I know other things got canceled for that kind of thing. Okay? Who is aware of that? Who's aware of that kind of thing? What? So I was like, okay. And then he's like, you're really persistent, aren't you? And I'm like blinking, like, am I being gaslit? Okay. And he's like, yeah, you're really persistent. Don't worry, it's coming. Send it tomorrow. Take care. Hangs up. I'm over here like, I think my landlord just gaslit me. Now I learned that apparently people don't work on snow days. Who knew that? Also learned I apparently should be checking the weather app more often. Obviously I'm supposed to be aware of blizzards. And that I'm persistent. I learned that I am persistent. Because who wouldn't be persistent when they're moving into an apartment in 4 days and haven't signed a lease? Like, at that point, I would hope you would be persistent. Okay? Okay. So, what happens next, you ask? What happens next? Wake up Tuesday morning, bright day, 50 degrees where I was. I get a text from my roommate. She says the landlord has called her. And he has made the decision that he does not want me on the lease, and that I am not allowed to be on the lease. And this is where the next song comes into play. This song is called You Don't Know Me by Ariana Grande. Center of attention once again. They don't understand. Then they try to tell me who I am. They don't understand. You want a perfect picture to believe in, then you can't be looking for me then. I don't need to live by your rules until you've walked a mile in my shoes. And I know, you don't like it. You don't know where I've been. It's my life, so truth be told, I see you're thinking, but there's just one thing. You think you know, but you have no idea. Think you know me, but there's more to see. Same arguments time and time again, and you watch them all happen, but they don't understand. Thinking you're the reason that it ends, and he won't be back again, but they don't understand. So basically, like, you don't know me. The girl you see in photographs is only a part of one I am. Don't judge me, because that's not reality. And all I can be is in love with who I'm becoming. Yeah. So that's what happens next. That's what happens next, and that's what song I felt. He's like, she can't be on the lease. Like, I'm not having this girl on the lease. And I'm like, what? I'm literally like, what? And I'm like, can you ask more questions? Can we ask why? Like, that doesn't make any sense. This man has been telling me he's gonna send the lease for multiple weeks, months, days. I talked to him yesterday. Like, Bob. I don't want to have beef with Bob before I even meet Bob face to face. Why am I always having beef places I've never been? Like, literally, why is there always drama following me? Like, why do I have beef with the landlord? For being persistent? My bad. So he, like, really won't put me on the lease, and then we kind of asked, like, why? And they said they just weren't comfortable with it. And, like, it's okay to laugh. I was freaking out when this happened. Like, I was like, what the WTF? Probably cursing, probably saying some really mean things, you know? Because I was pissed. I was freaking out. I maybe even cried a little bit. I was wishing I had a therapist in that moment, you know? Someone to help me. Someone to hold my hand. But yeah, no, just a fucking man telling me I'm gonna play mind games. Like, it literally felt like I was back in a toxic situation with one of my ex-boyfriends. You know, like, they drag you along. They get your hopes up. They keep, you know, telling you they're gonna send things. They keep lying to you, playing games. They're like, it's so close. And then right when you're about to have it, they're like, no, it's actually not yours. It's actually not yours. So yeah, I feel like me and this landlord are like exes, you know? So that leads me to my next song, which is called Hate Me by Ellie Goulding and Juice WRLD. I actually love this song. Hate me, still trying to replace me, literally. Chase me, tell me how you hate me, but like actually don't. Erase me, wish you never dated me. Lies, tell me lies, baby, tell me how you hate me, but like actually don't, because that would hurt my feelings. It's a thin line between all this love and hate, and if you switch sides, you're gonna have to claim your place. So this time you're gonna have to seal your fate. And tell me how you hate me, still trying to replace me. Chase me, tell me how you hate me. Erase me, wish you never got in contact with me and gave me your phone number. Tell me lies, baby, tell me how you hate me. Yeah. So that's what was going through my head. I was like, why does he hate me? Like, literally all day I was like, wait, I've never had maybe I have had a landlord hate me. Maybe not a landlord, but the receptionist at my old apartment building, like, oh my god. That, I'm surprised I didn't ever tell you guys about them. Probably because I was scared of getting in trouble, but like, oh my gosh, you guys would not even believe the receptionist at my old apartment. Like, OMG. It was like they hated everybody. Like, it was ridiculous, but we're gone, so we're gonna not ever talk about them. But yeah, he was like, she can't be on the lease, but she can still live there, and like, I'm just on the lease. Like, I'm not on the lease, but I'm listed as like a roommate and a person living here. So whatever. Never saw that in my future. I literally told my boss, I was like, newsflash, like, I was telling everyone, I was like, guys, I'm not allowed on the lease. And everyone's like, what? I'm like, I don't know how I had beef with a landlord that I've never met. Like, I don't know. Okay, but that led me to my next song, which is actually another song by Victorious, and it's called Begging on Your Knees. Because he didn't want me on the lease now, but he might next year when he can't find someone to live here. You had it all. The day you told me you want me. I had it all, but let you fool me completely. Quite literally. I was so stupid to give you all my attention, because the way you played me exposed your true intentions. One day I'll have you begging on your knees for me. I'll have you crawling like a centipede. You mess with me, I mess with her. So I'll make sure you get what you deserve. Yeah, one day I'll have you begging on your knees for me. So watch your back, 'cause you don't know when or where I could catch you. I've set the trap, and when I'm done, then you'll know what I've been through. Oh, Mr. Player, do you feel like the man now? I bet you're nervous because this song will make you freak out. Period, Victorious. Like, these songs fucking speak to me like no other. So that's what happened. And then also, he told my roommate, he was like, she's just a little bit too persistent for us. She called us 6 times. And I'm over here like, yeah, I called you 6 times over the course of 2.5 months. 6 times over the course of 2.5 months. Because you would leave my text messages on read, and then you never answered my phone calls, and then you kept telling me you were sending me a lease, and then never sent the lease, and then actually told me I wasn't allowed on the lease. So, like, yeah, sorry, I did call you before I drove 16 hours. Booyah. So yeah, story of my life. I'll take you home. Drive all night to keep you warm in time. But yeah, those were the 4 songs. Story of my life was not one of them, but like, honestly, add that to it. Story of my life. Having beef with a man. Having beef with a landlord, like, that was not on my bucket list at all. Never saw that in my future, but add it to the list of things I've done. Started beef with a landlord. Boom. So when we were moving me out of my apartment, my old apartment, and packing up the car and stuff, I'm actually so surprised that I haven't ever told you guys about the receptionist at this old apartment, because they actually pissed me off like every single day. And I don't know how I never told you guys about it, but like, one of them literally hated my guts. Like, the moment I ever met her, the moment we ever made eye contact, she decided she hated me. But I actually think she hated like women. Like, that might be a bold statement, but she was so nice to all the men that lived in the building, but so rude to all the women that lived in the building. And she hated me. When I would like walk into the apartment building, I would be like, hey, when I first lived there, I would be like, hey, and she would never say hey back. She would literally just stare at me. So then I obviously stopped saying hi to her, because I was like, okay, she does not want to speak to me, whatever. Weird. And then we had like keys that you would scan that would open the door to get into our building. And they had a little button behind the desk where they would sit, where if they knew you, they would click it and like buzz it so you didn't have to take your keys out, whatnot. Which, like, not a big deal to get my keys out, but like, they just chose days when they were feeling comfortable with buzzing you in, and days where they were like, no, put all your stuff down and get your keys out. So I just like always had my keys ready, because they never would buzz me in. And this lady, like this one specific lady, she was who I had beef with the most, but she literally questioned me, I think 10 times. Once I had lived there, like once I hit the 6-month mark, like it was never when I first moved in, it was like once I hit the 6-month mark of living there, she would question me, I think at least 10 times, asking me if I was a resident there, and like wanting me to prove that I lived there. And I would just like hold my keys up. I'm like, what? I'm literally scanning my keys to get in here. Like, you don't even say hi to me when I say hi to you, ma'am. Like, what? So we had beef. And then if she was ever like on the phone talking to her friend, because she would talk to people on the phone on speaker. So if she was ever on the phone with someone talking on speaker, then she would buzz you in, because she like didn't want you interrupting her conversation. Bizarre. And then another thing that they used to do, all of them except 2 of them, well, not all of them actually, 2 of them did this. There was like one man who worked overnights and he was the best, but 2 of them, if you had like luggage, like you were gonna go to the airport and you had luggage in your hands, a backpack, a coffee, like your hands are clearly obviously full, they would not open the door for you. Like, even if you asked, like, hey, can you please help me open the door? No. Nope. They would expect you to take multiple trips to open the door. And it was like actually so horrible. And one of the doors was like a round door, spinny door, whatever those are called. So it was so difficult. And then they had like actual doors that you could press and open, but they used to get mad if you would press and open the door, like and not go through the spinny door. The revolving door, that's what they're called. If you didn't go through the revolving door and you went through the normal door, they would get mad at you and be like, you're letting air in. You're letting cold air in. Or you're letting hot air in. Like, what? And sometimes they would lock those ones because they didn't want you letting air in. But multiple times when I had luggage and my hands were extremely full, I would like ask, like, hey, could you please, or would you mind please getting the door to the outside for me, please? Like, my hands are pretty full. Please? Like, would say please. Silence. They just stared at you. Literally just stared at you and watched you struggle. It was absolutely insane, and I hated it so much that I can't believe I never told you guys about it, but I've been waiting to tell you guys about it because it was actually awful, and I honestly was having a fine time, and then I was reminded of it the other day because it was like my last week living there, and I had this ginormous box because I was shipping some of my clothes to my mom's house that I didn't want to bring here, but I like wanted them, so I shipped them to my mom's house, and I had this huge box, and I walked all the way to the UPS store only to find out they weren't open yet. I don't know why I didn't check the times online. They don't open until 12 on Sundays. Like, who would have thought? Anywho, I walked all the way there with this box to find out they weren't open, came back, didn't have my keys out. I had like so many things in my hand. The girl like literally just saw me leave to go with this box, sees me come back, and I'm like, hey, like, would you mind buzzing me in? Just stares at me. Just literally stares at me, then gets out a pen and pretends to be doing something. So I had to put my box down. I had to put my purse down. I had to put all my shit down, find my keys, pick up all my stuff again, and unlock the door. So literally hate that place so much for that reason, honestly. I mean, there were other reasons too, but like they made it awful, and I can't believe that I didn't tell you guys about it. But that wasn't even what I was going to rant to you guys about. I was actually going to tell you guys that I had one final beef, not only with them, but with these people that were moving in. So at the apartment, you had to reserve the service elevator to move out, and they used to get like so mad at you if you used the service elevator and you didn't have it reserved. So I obviously reserved it in the garage to like move out of the building for 2 hours. Reserved. So we had the minivan parked in the garage, have the elevator reserved for me, and when you reserve it, they do this weird thing where like it'll come to the main floor, and then the doors will stay open, and then when you go to your floor, it'll stay on that floor while you get your boxes, and then you can come back. The elevator's waiting with its arms open for you to get in, and then it'll take you back down. Simple. So I am like moving out, doing my thing in my groove, literally sweating everywhere, every piece of me sweating off. And then this car like pulls in, blocking my mom's car, and someone that works there comes up to me and they're like, I think the next people are here to move in. And I'm like, there's no way in hell, because I have this reserved for 2 hours and it's literally been like 20 minutes. And they were like, oh, weird. So they go to talk to them, and the people are like, oh, we're like still moving in. And this apartment also only had like one ginormous blue bin and then like 2 other terribly old things that would help you move boxes. Like, they need to upgrade those. Anywho, these people are like moving in, and they take the big blue thing that I needed and they just like have it with all their stuff. I'm like, okay, needed that, but like totally fine. Thank God I have 2 hands, so I guess I'll just carry everything one by one and I won't put them all in this bin. That's like super annoying. And then they take the service elevator from me, and I am carrying all this stuff, and then I go to the service elevator and it's nowhere to be found, and they took it all the way up to their floor, and the only way to get it back is to go all the way up to their floor from a different elevator, get in it, and bring it all the way back down, which like, yes, is simple, but it's so annoying when you're like on a time crunch. You reserved the elevator and like you're sweating, and like now you just brought all your stuff over to the elevator only to find out that now it's on like the 13th floor. What the fuck? So I was pissed, and then I went and told on them. Well, I was just like, can you please have someone come get this elevator back to me and like please tell people they can't use it? What the fuck? So yeah, they told them not to do that again, and the girl like looked at me because of course we like happened to be passing each other when it was happening, and she was like, we were just borrowing it. And I'm like, bitch, well, maybe you should have reserved a time. So I'm so glad to have left that apartment, because that apartment like honestly annoyed me so much because things like that were always happening. The receptionist sucked. But yeah, I'm in New York City now, and I don't even think it's hit me yet. Like, I think I'm having one of those pinch me moments or whatever it's called, where it's like, pinch me, wake me up. Like, I think I've been having those. Like, I know I'm here. Like, I'm here. But I feel like it hasn't hit me yet. But I'm going out this weekend, so I feel like going out, seeing my friends, and like going to dinner and going out in the town of New York, like, will really make it all come to life, you know? I'm like also actually sweating right now. Like, my room could not be hotter. And like, I think my legs are sweating. But also, I'm wearing like a fuzzy jacket thing, and like, it's just really hot in here. So I don't know what to do about that. But so my mom and I woke up at like 5 a.m. Saturday to begin our journey driving to New York. The drive was pretty, but I think it would have been a lot prettier in like the summer or the fall, when like the leaves are changing, or when the trees like had leaves, because none of the trees had leaves on them. So we were looking at like sticks the whole time. But we, it was a pretty normal drive. And then once we got into Pennsylvania, it was prettier. Like, I did not know Pennsylvania got it like that, but Pennsylvania got it like that. I also feel like I'm literally tweaking right now because I have a light bulb behind my camera, and it is like so insanely bright, and it's kind of hurting my eyes, and I probably shouldn't be staring at it. So I think it's making me lose focus. But the drive was pretty. We stopped in Pennsylvania, slept there one night in a really small town. The lady that worked at this hotel was so sweet. But it was like such a small town. Like, it just like gave small town energy, and I kind of liked it. And then we drove here, put our stuff down at a hotel, and then basically came to my new apartment. And the original plan was that I was supposed to hire a man on TaskRabbit to come carry up all of my boxes from the car upstairs for me, because my new building does not have an elevator, so it has lots of stairs, because I feel like that's just how a lot of the apartments are here. So no elevator, stairs only. So yeah, the plan was just to hire a man to get him to, come help carry the boxes upstairs. But apparently on TaskRabbit, I don't think, according to what I was looking up, we didn't really know exactly what time we were going to get in, and then like check into the hotel, and then like find a parking spot, and all of the, mathematical equations that were happening. So we didn't book the guy, and then we had to return the car at a certain time. So basically it came down to me and my roommate carrying all of these boxes up many flights of stairs. So, and I actually did the math, and it was like 100 stairs plus for one load up. So I have a lot more respect for movers. Why did I say it like that? I have a lot more respect for movers than I ever have. Not that I never respected them, but like, holy shit, I've never moved things up flights of stairs before, and I never want to do it again. So basically we had to parallel park the car outside. I parallel parked it, and then a nice lady came over and was like, do you need help parallel parking? And I was like, yeah. And she helped us. Then my mom basically carried each box from the car to the front of the building, and then me and my roommate carried the boxes one by one up these flights of stairs. I gave away so many items. I sold so many clothes. I sold so much furniture. And I still had so much shit. I had like 20 boxes, I think, plus lamps, plus like random fucking shit. Like, I'm still unboxing, and it was just crazy.
I think I blacked out the entire thing. Like, I was just like panting. I was having to stop on different floors and like breathe. Thought I was gonna throw up at one point. My face was red. It's hot in here, so I was like overheating. And I've just never walked up that many stairs before in my whole entire life, especially carrying boxes. And I also think I overpacked some of the boxes because I was not expecting to have to carry them up myself. Like, I was like, oh, some like strong man that likes to lift heavy weights and carry things will be doing this, so he can definitely lift us up. Me, on the other hand, no, like, I wasn't expecting to carry that, so that was awful. But we did it. We did it. I think both my calves are strained. One of them has a ton of bruises on it. It's like, I don't know how that works, but she's in pain. Both of them are in pain. Not doing well. Okay. And I think that's why exhaustion has finally came to me, because I think it took me like 20 different ups, which is like 40, like up, down, 40 loads of things. And I feel like I was going to actually pass out. But we did it, and I never want to do it again. I actually think I like blacked out. Like, each load I came up here and I was like, not doing well. And then I was like, you know what? Stamina, or whatever it's called. Like, I gotta go before I hit a wall. And then we got drinks after, and I felt like really a lot better after I had a little porn star martini. I've never had a porn star martini before, and my roommate was like, I'll have a porn star martini. And now I'm like, what? Why have I never had a porn star martini before? I'm going to be getting those every single day. That's going to be my new drink. But yeah, I also got my nails done because obviously I forgot to do that, because if you ever notice, sometimes my nails do grow out really long because I like getting my nails, or I'm trying to like getting my nails done. Like, I used to hate it. I'm starting to like it more. Like, I like having them done, but I hate the process of like sitting there. Like, I just get so bored. But I'm trying to like it. But sometimes I overgrow them on accident, and I meant to get them done in Chicago, and then I just like ran out of time, and I broke 2 of my nails. And they were in a lot of pain, so I had to get my nails done like stat before I was unboxing things, because I was like, oh my god, these hurt and they're gonna get in more pain. And I learned quickly that at the nail salons here, they give you a little back rub after they do your nails. So that caught me off guard. I was extremely confused. She did my nails. She went to go grab like a hot rag, and then all of a sudden she was on my back giving me a back massage. And I was like looking around like, is this what's supposed to be happening? It's supposed to be happening. I've asked a lot of people, and everyone's like, welcome to New York. And I'm like, wait. That is just like for free. Like, I was for sure thinking like I'm probably supposed to be like, I don't want a back massage, or it's gonna be like $20 extra, but no, nope. So that's lit. They never did that anywhere I've been before, so I'm here for the free back massage. And the other thing that I noticed, and what we'll end on before, I'm sure like so many other things are going to be popping up about what I'm noticing about New York. But something I noticed the other day about New York is nobody, which I think I learned this last time I was here, but nobody stops at lights and waits for it to say walk. Like, you just walk. Like, as long as the car is not coming, because I feel like a lot of the streets here are like one-way streets. You just look. If there's not a car coming, you walk. So I was like fully aware of that. But what I wasn't aware of is that people are just walking when cars are fully coming at them. Like, they don't care. And if you're not doing that with them, like if you're not walking when the cars are coming with them, they are looking at you like you are very strange. That happened to me yesterday when I went to go get a coffee. There were cars like full on coming on a main road, and this man was just staring at me as he's walking through all of these cars coming at him, as if I was supposed to be walking with him. Like, he thought it was weird that I was not walking with him. But I just, don't really want to be hit by a car. So I will not be partaking in that, but I will be partaking in everything else. Okay. But that is all I had for you guys today. I feel like that was like a rant mixed with updates, mixed with chaos, mixed with drama, but like story of my life. But yeah, I am living in New York City now. Someone was like, you're still doing the pod. Guys, I'm gonna always be doing the pod. Okay, hopefully, fingers are crossed right now. Hopefully, like, we'll have a studio one day and can get me out of this hot ass bedroom. Okay, that would be very nice. But for now, we're in this hot ass bedroom. But yes, the podcast is still gonna be happening every Sunday. You know the vibes. But yeah, I'm in New York, and I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so excited to go out this weekend and see what the town has in store. Okay. But thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to New York, and I'll catch you guys next week. Bye.